So Argentina is going to be facing the Netherlands tomorrow night, and this is going to be a very, very entertaining game, I believe. I think that we are going to be seeing a lot of goals. I know that there has been many people speculating that we're probably going to be seeing a 1-0 win on either side, or maybe a 1-1, or maybe even like a 0-0. But I think that we are going to be seeing a lot of goals, and I'm going to be explaining why exactly I am going to be predicting of a scoreline that could end 3-2 or maybe even 4-3. So as you guys do know, when it comes to Argentina and the Netherlands, this is a Clásico. Like, we have seen these two teams face against each other in many occasions over the past 35 to 40 years, all the way to the times where we did see Johan Cruyff facing Argentina. Yes, it has been that long. Yes, there is that much historical background. And for the people who do support FC Barcelona, the family that we do have here, this is also going to be a very entertaining game for us, because we are going to be seeing Lionel Messi and also Frankie de Jong, and we want to see these two players do very well in this game. And yes, I know that Messi is not a Barcelona player, but we all have our hearts set on Messi winning that World Cup and hopefully score a couple of goals against Van Gaal's Netherlands. And then just Frankie de Jong, right? He has shown his best side in this World Cup campaign, and he has been one of the best players for the Netherlands. And that is only good news for Xavi and for us, because if he does well and he continues to do well, and I hope that it doesn't come to the point where he does so well that he eliminates Argentina himself, but hopefully he does well, he can carry something like this and this type of confidence to FC Barcelona. And then hopefully Xavi Hernandez can understand, okay, this is probably one of the best areas Frankie de Jong should be in order for him to be in the most comfortable position possible. So look, the way that I am going to be like formatting this video is I am going to be talking about like the overall view of this game, and then talk about the key battles, and then lastly talk about the projected starting 11 for Argentina. So before we go into that, I do want to speak about our sponsor for today, which is going to be the OneFootball app. Guys, if you guys do want to know exactly what is going to be going on with this match between the Netherlands and Argentina, if you're busy, if you're not going to be home watching TV and you want to be up to date, the OneFootball app is going to be there to cover for you immediately and live, and not just about the Argentina-Netherlands game, but also just the world of football in general. Like when it comes to the World Cup games, and then even after the World Cup, it's going to be covering the Champions League matches, the Europa League matches, the league matches. Again, the OneFootball has all of that and all of the basic information that everybody does need when it comes to like formations, the stats of a certain player, and so much more. They also do have great articles regarding your favorite team or player. It's a very entertaining and a very informative football app. And if you do want to download the OneFootball app, you can so by scanning the QR code that you do see here on the screen. And there's also going to be a link down below that's clickable. It'll take you straight to the App Store. You download the OneFootball app, set exactly who and what you do want to follow, and then you'll be set and done from there. It's a very easy process. It is for free, and I hope you guys do enjoy it. But now let's go back into this video and let's talk about Argentina versus the Netherlands. Because look, overall, I think that both of these two teams have good chances on going to the next round. And keep in mind, the Netherlands have not shown their best level yet. They have also not had the best start, because we look at these players and who they have. They have players like Gakpo, Memphis Depay, Frankie de Jong, Van Dijk, and many great players, but we projected them to be much better than how we have seen them in the past 4 to 5 games. Same thing goes for Argentina. We saw Argentina lose against Saudi Arabia. We thought that Argentina were going to smash Saudi Arabia 4-0, 5-0. So overall, collecting all of their games for Argentina, we expected better. But I think that when we go into this game between the Netherlands and Argentina, knowing that there is a lot of background behind these two teams and them facing each other, they will peak at the right moment, which will be in this game, and both of them will show their best level, which makes this game just so exciting. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm so excited about this game. There is going to be entertainment. There is going to be a lot of goals. We're probably not going to be seeing something similar to what we did see in the previous game, which did end 0-0 in that World Cup of 2014. I strongly believe that this game will be decided in 90 minutes. Even Scaloni did say, and I quote, "I'm not going to plan a game thinking about penalties. We work to win the game in 90 minutes," which basically means that if he wants to have this game done in 90 minutes, you're going to have to score, obviously. And if you want to score, if you do want to bang in 2 to 3 goals, or maybe even 4 goals, you're going to have to send and push players forward, which is why I do say we're probably going to be seeing a 3-2 game, or maybe even a 4-3 game. It's not going to be 0-0. It's not going to be 1-1 either, which brings me to the next point, which is going to be the key battles. What are going to be the 2 big key battles that we should see and closely analyze in this game? So key battle number 1 will be Messi versus Van Dijk. There is unfinished business, and I did reference this on my Instagram, and many people on Instagram were saying, why are you trying to start like tensions with Van Dijk and Messi? They're good friends. Dude, I know that they are good friends. They respect each other. I completely understand. But when I mean by unfinished business, I'm not talking about this in a bad way. I'm talking about, like, you know, Van Dijk and Messi are 2 warriors who always like to win. We have seen Messi beat Van Dijk at one point in the first leg back in 2019. We have seen Van Dijk get back at Messi in the second leg back in 2019, where Liverpool did win and they came out on top, and now they're going to be facing each other for the third time, and not in their clubs but in the World Cup and in a very critical stage. So it's always nice to see like these players get revenge and always try to one up each other. I think that Messi is really going to want to get that revenge against Van Dijk in a good way, of course. I'm not talking about like a Messi versus Ronaldo type of tension, and it's going to be a historical battle, like I've said, with Messi and Van Dijk. I think that in 10 years, when both of these players are retired, we're probably going to be looking back and just analyze how they collided and how they met through the years. We're talking about one of the top 5 best center backs in the world, Van Dijk, versus the best player in the world, which is Lionel Messi. This is how it was a few years ago back in 2019 and how it will continue to be tomorrow night. Both of these teams, and more specifically, right, both of these individual players will peak at the right moment. We're probably going to be seeing a immovable object meet an unstoppable force, Messi. Now we're probably going to be seeing Messi approach Van Dijk in a different way because Messi is not as fast as he used to be compared to like what we saw back in 2019. I think that Van Dijk is going to be having a much easier time catching up to this player. Most likely, we're probably going to be seeing a 1v1 between Messi and Van Dijk, and it's going to come down to the physical battle. And you know that Messi, even though he's only like 5'6", 5'7" in height, and Van Dijk is like 6'2", 6'3", that physical battle is still going to be there because Messi has great low center of gravity. We'll see how that ends up. It should be very interesting. But one of the ways I believe Messi could take down Van Dijk is to outsmart Van Dijk. Yes, you guys have heard that right. Outsmart Van Dijk, even though Van Dijk is a very smart player. But we're talking about Messi here. I think that Messi's going to really want to pull Van Dijk out from his position and in hopes open up another player on the other side of the pitch, making that run through the middle. Because that is what Messi does best. He likes to attract so many players, take him out of position and look for the open player and make that critical pass that leads to a goal. I believe that we are going to be seeing something close to that. And then moving on towards key battle number 2, which will be Enzo versus Dumfries. I do believe that Enzo Fernandez will do way more work than what we did see in the previous game, mainly because Dumfries is a engine. He has proved that he is an engine who's very efficient on the wings against USA. Now I know that Acuna mainly is going to have to be responsible for Dumfries, but there's going to have to be an extra player backing up Acuna if Acuna ends up taking a role where he is going to be much higher up the pitch. And one of the players that can combat the pace of Dumfries, it is Enzo Fernandez. Enzo has shown to be somebody that's very pacey and great defensively, even though he is a central defensive midfielder. And I've already said that Barcelona should sign and try to get this player in because he is a great central defensive midfielder. He has the technique, he has the pace, he knows how to track back, and he grows in games. It would be one hell of a signing. And he is one of the best when it comes to the tackle success rate in the World Cup with a total of 71.4%. One of the best in this World Cup, which is crazy. So now let's move on towards our projected starting 11 for Argentina. And most likely, we are probably going to be seeing De Paul, a player that was not expected to appear in this match because he was having some sort of injury issue. But it does say here that Rodrigo De Paul is training with the rest of the squad. If he starts tomorrow, it will be shown in the football practice later, which will be behind closed doors. The only player that is training separately, it is Papu Gomez. So this is great news to hear that De Paul will be in the starting 11 most likely if everything does go well during training. So we're probably going to be seeing Martinez as the goalkeeper, our defensive line being Molina on the right back position, Romero and Otamendi as the center back duo with Acuna as the left back, our midfield being Enzo, Fernandez, De Paul and McAllister, and then our front three being Messi, Di Maria and Julian Alvarez. Now a few things to note. I think that Messi is going to be playing much more of a central attacking midfielder and form that diamond with Enzo, De Paul and McAllister, something that we did see against Australia, with Di Maria and Julian Alvarez basically forming that front two. I just do not see Lautaro Martinez starting in the starting 11 because he has missed so many chances, and when it comes to him missing chances like that, like what we saw against Australia, that's going to really harm us in this match against the Netherlands. Everything is going to count, and the one player that can make every chance count, it is Julian Alvarez. And then I know that Otamendi is in this defensive line that we have predicted. I think that he will be starting because he has the experience, and I know that we also have someone like Lisandro Martinez, who is a great center back, but I do believe that Scaloni is going to be opting for Otamendi because of, again, his experience. So that is it, right? That will be wrapping up today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one.